picture yourself as the director of this project. All decisions flow through you. You have full autonomy of your decisions and things that you would like to be featured in your gym. So, for your specific needs, might I suggest the Downtown Collection? A mixture of the natural wood aesthetic with this light-colored birch, combined with the soft gray metallic materials. Let's just check that inventory. We should have plenty in stock. Oh, yes. We do. We have 26 in stock. Oh, I'll be with you in just a moment. My apologies, just fulfilling a bit of inventory request. And perfect. All right, how can I help you? Welcome to the gym design services. Oh, you are the one with the appointment. Excellent. Let me just get some of the details all in order and we will get started. It is my absolute favorite type of appointment here at the Pokemon Gym Design Services. If designing a gym from the ground up, a blank slate, if you will. Extremely excited. All right, let me just get that form pulled up. I know you did set up a new account over the phone, but we need to go ahead and fill out some of the details. All right, we have you here. Can you just run those last 4 digits of that Pokemon Trainer identification number by me again? All right. And here we are, new account. It looks like you have recently been approved for an officially sanctioned Pokemon gym in the Kanto region by the Indigo League. Congratulations. How exciting. I will just go ahead and select the officially sanctioned. It just allows you a larger variety of available assets and gym allocated materials to be used at your disposal. Alright, so let's get a few of those details. Where is your gym located in the Kanto region? Oh, Neon City. I've traveled there many times myself. Beautiful city, especially at night. Alright, perfect place for a gym. I was always surprised that they didn't have one. Okay, what type of gym will you be operating? Pokemon type, that is. Fairy type. Fitting. I think that is a perfect type for Neon City. How many Pokemon will you be running in your rotation? 3 Pokemon in the primary rotation. Any Pokemon in reserve? 1 reserve Pokemon. Perfect. And just to help get the design and feel of your gym, what are the specific 3 Pokemon in your primary rotation, if you don't mind my asking? It just helps us kind of curate the types of items and designs that we want to offer you. Okay, so Jigglypuff, Clefairy, Clefable, perfect. I like that rotation quite a bit. And your reserve Pokemon, Mr. Mime. What a very exciting team. I think that will be a very enjoyable battle for any trainer eager enough to challenge you. All right, and how many employees do you have? Trainer employees, that is. Not gym, just maintenance personnel. Okay. Excellent. All right, and badge name. This is just for memorabilia and supplies, things like that. Lunar Badge. What a great name. Lunar Badge. All right. Well, how exciting. Today is the day that you get to officially design and order some of the equipment and materials for your gym that will help the day-to-day function go smoothly and attract and draw customers or trainers, challengers, if you will, spectators. One thing that's often overlooked in the running of a gym as a business, the spectators are more important at times to the individual battle, because instead of just revenue from the challenging trainer, the singular challenger, you get the revenue and the paid ticket admission prices from all of the spectators. So more excitement that is drummed up for your gym, and the more spectators will want to flock and watch battles. So it's good to have a welcoming and exciting gym, and we will walk you through all of those processes and things that you may want to look to add to your gym. So what we are going to do today is we are going to be walking you through our equipment and supplies catalog. This catalog has everything that you would possibly need to run your gym, both equipment, things more mundane like lighting, receptacles, towels, cleaning supplies, things like that. All of the things that are somewhat overlooked when people think of running a gym. Of course, it's like any other business. All of the individual facets and situations that might arise need to be covered and planned for, and that's where we come in. So this book has everything that we are going to need. So I'll walk you through all of the basics, and of course you can call and order at any time. So if there's something that we don't cover today, or if you just want to cover some of the more important items today and then order the remedial cleaning sprays and things like that later, that's perfectly fine. Our 1-800 number is always available and active, so you can call at any time. But this book is like the owner's manual for a gym in terms of supplying and making sure that your gym is adequately prepared for operations. All right, so do you have anything that stands out in your mind that you would like to look at first? Or are you just open to suggestion and kind of want to be led through the process? Not a problem. Okay, so what I always suggest that our customers start with is the most important aspect to a gym, and that is the battle area or surface. So let me go ahead and get you. Let's start with, I know, the perfect page 406. There we are. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get your order sheet pulled up. Of course, anything that we add to the order sheet can be removed later, but I want to go ahead and add things as we see them. So let's go ahead and start with the battle arena. Now, one of the most important things to a battle arena is, of course, seating. So let's run you through a few of the options. It doesn't do you any good to have a very exciting battle and customers who are wanting to watch said battle if you don't have anywhere for them to sit. So we do have some really nice and sturdy aluminum bleachers here. These are fairly basic, but in our experience, they are hard-wearing. They can really hold up to any type of environmental decay. So keep in mind that with various Pokemon attack status effects and conditions, there could be some wear and tear on your equipment. So think if you are battling a powerful Vaporeon and they start to unleash some powerful hydro pump, water gun, things like that, you could, in theory, if you have wooden bleachers, succumb to some of the wood rot and things from a moist environment. So the aluminum seems to hold up to a variety of attacks, and I would lean away from it if you are, of course, operating an electrical gym because of the metal, of course. But we do have some rubber, almost grounding materials that we can use if that's something that you're worried about. But with a fairy type gym, I think that this would be perfect. So we do have a variety of sizes here, or lengths, but in your terms or your situation specifically, I think that if you just had two bleachers, one on either side, for maybe someone who's wanting to support yourself as the gym leader, or some fans of the challenger, they can sit on opposite sides and almost root against each other. But like I said, the paying customers or audience members of a battle are where a gym really makes its money. So having adequate seating is a must. Of course, you can go without seating, but it's highly advised against. Alright, so you'd like to go ahead and put it in an order for 2 aluminum bleachers. I don't think you will be disappointed. It's one of the most common orders, and I think you'll find it quite standard with the Kanto gyms. Alright, so let me just add that to your order, and there we are. Okay, so, and before we continue, I can also offer you, as a newly sanctioned gym and as a first-time customer, I can offer you a 10% discount on all of your products that are ordered today. So it's best to have a bulk order if you can to get the maximized use out of that 10%. Alright? It's just something we like to do for our customers. It's how we've gained such a wonderful reputation here, working with the Indigo League. Alright, now with the bleachers, of course, the gym surface and battle surface come standard in all gyms, but now that we've added the bleachers, what's a good stadium without proper lighting? So let's go ahead and take a look. We have 2 primary options for lighting that I'd like to have you take a look at. Picture yourself as the director of this project. All decisions flow through you. You have full autonomy of your decisions and things that you would like to be featured in your gym. So this is your kind of chance to act as a manager or an owner and really put your fingerprints on every part and corner of the gym. So just, I would lean into the experience if you can. Try to enjoy it. Alright, so let's go to page 676. Alright, almost there. Here we are. Okay, so we do have 2 primary options for lighting, as you can see here. We have LED lighting and fluorescent light bulbs. So there are 2 primary differences in terms of the benefits that you could get. You do have the energy efficiency of the LED. You will save a lot on energy bills and things like that. Could be a bit better for the environment. Or if you are one that likes the softer glow of a fluorescent bulb with a bit higher cost, then you could go with fluorescent. It's really what you think would work best with your specific gym. And remember, with a gym and something that keeps customers and spectators coming back again and again is the aesthetic of your gym. So it's whatever you would like to really make that gym feel like. So the lighting can play a big part of that. If you would like a bit more of an amber glow, I would go fluorescent. If you would like a crisp and clean look, then I would go LED. And of course, we have a variety of styles. If you would like the long and more stadium look, I would go with the energy savers or the recessed lighting, and you can get those in either LED or fluorescent. Both would be great choices. Of course, you can go more of a darkly, dark and more dimly lit with the individual bulbs and have more like low-hanging lamps, things like that. But I think with a fairy type gym, I would go a little bit more bright and cheerful if I were you, but it's just a suggestion. So once again, we have fluorescent and LED. What are you thinking for your specific needs? Alright, so you'd like to go fluorescent for your gym, okay? So we do have 2 primary options for the fluorescent. In terms of color, we have cool as well as daylight. Going daylight, I think that's a great choice for your specific Pokemon type, so we will go daylight. And how many light fixtures would you care to have? Remember, each fixture comes with 4 bulbs. Alright, so with your individual square footage, let me go ahead and run those numbers for you if that's quite alright. So let me just look up the building dimensions there, alright, and do a few calculations. So it looks like for your specific square footage, I would go, that might be a bit dark. We could go. I would say that we would need to go 4 rows of 3, so 12 in total and remember, so that would be 12 times 4, so that would be 48 bulbs. Does that sound all right? Okay, perfect. We'll put you down for 48 bulbs, 12 fixtures. We are going to go fluorescent daylight. Alright, we've got that added to the order. Perfect. And of course, all of this will be sent directly to the address that you've listed with your gym there in Neon City. Alright. Now, the other thing that we would like to look at for in terms of spectators and making sure that everything is taken care of in the battle arena is, of course, the waste receptacles. We don't want spectators feeling as though they don't have anywhere to throw their garbage or snacks that they are finished with. I'm assuming that you will be offering concessions and refreshments, other ways to drum up revenue. Alright, so we do have a really fun variety of receptacles, and like I said, all of these details that you would usually look over are really part of the fun and specificity of planning a gym. So, let's see here, page 392. There we are. Alright, as you can see, we have a good deal of variety in terms of waste receptacles. Now we have your larger receptacles here, and of course, as you can see, we have black, yellow, red, blue, green, gray on display, but we can get these in any color. I would suggest, with the typing and specific Pokemon that you've disclosed that you will be using in your gym, I would go with a softer, like pink or maybe a beige color, something earthy but a bit soft. And of course, or maybe even a nice white would look good, depending what color lid you went with. But that's just something that I think is up to you, but the aesthetic, remember, is important. So we do have a variety of sizes. With the amount of seating that you'd offer, I would go with, in my suggestion, just the standard medium-sized with the rotating lid here that will keep all of the trash and garbage, things like that, out of the eyes of the attendees of your gym, but will be big enough to fit even if you do have a full capacity of those two bleachers. Of course, we can get a matching color lid or a variety of lid colors to go with a variety of colors of the bin. Alright, so you'd like to go with these. I would suggest, let's say you have your main entryway as well as the entryway to the gym. You have, okay, 2 bleachers, so maybe 4 trash receptacles might be perfect for your square footage. Alright, and what type of color would you like to go with? Alright. Okay, so you'd like to go separate colors on the lid. And, alright, so you'd like to go a pink lid with a soft eggshell white. Perfect. I think that that will look absolutely fantastic with your gym and will match that aesthetic of that fairy type quite nicely. So I will put you down. Let me just get the model number there. Would you care for steel or plastic on that bin? Plastic, I think that's a good choice. So we do have 3 options there. We have a 32-gallon, a 44-gallon, and a 55-gallon. A mid-tier 44-gallon, so we have 4 receptacles, 44-gallon. Okay, that model number. Alright, and let me get the details. We have white bins and pink lid. It's showing here that we have 2 separate versions of pink. We have a neon pink as well as a pastel. Alright. Add 4 apiece. And added to the order. Alright, now the next item on the agenda here, since we have covered the operation and the during the event items of the bleachers, the receptacles, things like that, the lighting, let's talk about after the event is finished, how you will clean up your battle arena. That's something, of course, people tend to look over as well. And for good reason, no one likes to clean up after a mess, but as an owner of a gym, it's something that is a priority, whether it's you or a staff member, things like that. So let's talk about the most important in that aspect, the sweeping options we have, because after a long fought battle there will be debris, things like that, on the actual battle surface itself that will need cleaned. So I believe it's on page 332. Let's get there. Okay. So let's see here. These are quite fun as well. So in terms of sweeping options, we have things as simple as brooms, and even with simplicity, items like brooms, we do have a variety of colors and different options. We have your standard push brooms, we have your more house broom styles, as well as more just chromatic color, or even some soft wood if you'd like to go a bit more natural of a color. So I would suggest pairing these with more of an industrial cleaner, which I'll show you next. So my suggestion for areas like yours, I would go one push broom as well as a house broom and a dustpan. You can almost push that debris across the battlefield and then sweep it with the house broom into the dustpan and dump it into those receptacles that we've already added. And we do have a variety of colors. Alright, so you'll take the lot. Perfect. So would you care for a pink bristle brush or brush with a white handle to match those trash cans? Alright, I'll put you down for one of those. Same on the house broom. Excellent. And standard black on the dustpan rather. Perfect. Quite a agreeable customer, which makes both of our jobs easier. Now the next thing that I would like to show you is more of an industrial, but I dare say a very important object here. Now, with those rigorous battles, you will experience quite a lot of scuffs and marks, things like that on your gym floor. So if you would like to have that gym looking like new each and every battle and make every challenger feel as though they are the first challenger to enter your gym, then you are going to want a buffer on one of your floors. So we do have several options. Of course, these buff with a oscillating brush, as well as provide a nice mopping kind of application to your gym floor. So we do have three options. We have your premium, standard, as well as your economy version. And of course you don't have to go with an industrial sweeper, but I do, like I said, suggest it, because with the push brooms and house brooms you're not going to be able to get off those hard scuffs or blemishes to the floor. Think if a Magmar gives you a powerful fire blast, you will have that smoky kind of debris and residue left on the gym floor. This is what you'll need. Okay, so you'd like to go with the middle of the road option. Okay, that is an excellent choice. So let's go ahead and put you down for the squeegee vacuum. We do have a 50-foot power cord and a large 10-inch wheel there, which I think you'll find quite useful. So those do just come in the standard black. So let's put you down for the one push broom, one house broom, both with the pink bristle and white handle combination, a standard black dustpan, and the squeegee vacuum, standard gray. And we do have those added to the order. Perfect. Now that we have your battle area accounted for, one of the most important things that you can have with your gym are the more executive options, the offices, things like that, that you don't usually think of with running a gym. As a challenger, you just see the battle area, but you don't think of the offices and areas like that that are very important in the day-to-day operations. Think of your office, for example, where you will be spending the majority of your time in between battles, planning and scheduling different challengers, things like that, ordering items, paying your employees, things like that, as well as your reception area where challengers and guests will check in, buy their tickets, things like that, concession area, and as well as lounges or offices for your employees. So, if I may, for your specific aesthetic, gym type, colors that you've selected thus far, I could go with a variety of options here. We could go more industrial. No, that wouldn't be good. What if... that might be perfect. I think, for your specific needs, might I suggest the Downtown Collection? A mixture of the natural wood aesthetic with this light-colored birch, combined with the soft gray metallic materials. For your office, let's start with the boss, the owner, the gym leader. Might I suggest the executive adjustable height desk? This is where you will be conducting all of your scheduling, all of your ordering, payments, things like that, or just relaxing and watching the news or other battles with other gyms on the Pokemon Network television station. The executive desk, I think, is something that you can't go wrong with. What do you say? All right, perfect. And of course, you can provide your own computer, or you can order it through us. You have one, all right. I will make a note quickly of that. Okay, now let's talk about, will you have other offices in your gym or lounge areas? Okay, so you will have an employee lounge. Good on you for taking care of the other trainers in your gym, but no other offices needed. Okay, so your other gym trainers they're freelance. Okay, excellent. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and start with the reception desk, which every gym needs. I would suggest keeping in line with the other design models that you have. So you can see the Downtown Collection reception desk. It's perfect for all of your reception needs. This is where your trainers who are challenging your employees for the day will check in, as well as the spectators or people who would like to visit or tour your gym or just buy merchandise, which we will get to in just a moment. They will all check in here at the reception desk. So does that work for you, design-wise? All right, I had an idea that you would enjoy the Downtown Collection, and let's get to that area for your employees. For an employee lounge, let me take a look here. I know there's something here that would be perfect. I think maybe let's actually take a look on page 332 once again. I think I have just the thing. Let's see here. Let's actually take a look on page 380. I think I have just the thing. Alright. Here we have a wonderful break room cabinet. This is perfect for housing. You can place a microwave or other items here on top. You can house different refreshments for your staff. You can place a couch there if you have any other furniture, but a break room cabinet I think will be absolutely ideal for a lounge room. And with that said, a beverage center is something that is perfectly combined with a break room cabinet, and I would suggest that we add one of these to reception in order for guests and other visitors, spectators, to purchase beverages. That's another great way for revenue to be brought into the gym. All right, I love a customer who knows exactly what they would like, so let's go ahead, let's get that Downtown Edition executive desk, that reception desk, 2 beverage centers, as well as a break room cabinet. All right. Excellent. Now, the last thing that I want to suggest is something that is the utmost important aspect to running any successful gym, and that is merchandise. As you develop a reputation and gain notoriety and fanfare as a gym leader, you will no doubt have people wanting to support your gym throughout their daily lives or while at a battle event, and with that you would need merchandise to sell them. A gift shop in your gym would be an excellent way to generate a very, very lucrative amount of revenue. Do you have any spare space or adjacent rooms to your main entryway in which your reception desk will be placed? Perfect. You do have a small alcove to the left of your space there at the reception desk. Let me just check the square footage there, please, please, please. Yes, it is actually perfect dimensions for one of our best-selling items. Let me just find that page. I think it's, no, not 202, maybe 201. Could possibly, yes, here it is. Now, I must warn you, this item is just a bit pricey, but I promise you it will be well worth it. This is our executive gift shop package. As you can see, it comes with 2 clothing racks for vintage or custom t-shirts in honor of your specific gym. You can, of course, have whatever design you would like printed on these t-shirts. We can actually hook you up with a manufacturer or a design lab if you wouldn't care to design some specific t-shirts. We can sell you bulk orders of plain shirts, but we don't actually design specific t-shirts here. Okay, I'll get you that number as you leave. But we do have 2 t-shirt racks. We have 2 tables as well as a shelf. The shelf is perfect for just small memorabilia, glasses, framed pictures, autographed cards, things like that. Figures of the Pokemon utilized in your gym. A very cute Clefairy figure or Clefable plush or Bean, plush would absolutely, I think, sell like hotcakes there in Neon City, as well as 2 tables to have hats, mugs, all sorts of things. And of course, that design lab that we will give you the number of can help you design all of these things. So this package, while quite expensive, I think will pay for itself in no time. What do you say? It would be perfect for that alcove, and I think is the absolute perfect dimension to make the absolute best use of that space. You'll take it. I knew you would. Now, as a complimentary gift, we will give you a free order of bulk plain colored t-shirts and bulk white mugs, and you can then have designs placed on those. So what color would you like those t-shirts? We can split it between 2 colors max with the free gift. Okay, so half of the t-shirts white and pink. Great. So there will be 20 t-shirts, 10 of each, so I'll place those, and 20 white mugs. That's just as a bonus gift for selecting the executive gift shop package. Alright, so we will add that to your order. Okay. Well, I think that should be just about it for the basic needs. Is there anything else that you would like to go over? Alright, well, this should get you started, and of course, please give us a call if there are any other items that you need to place an order of. And I'm sure as time goes on, you'll need things like cups, trash bags, things like that. Replacement bulbs, just give us a call. We'll have those same day shipped over to you with our Pidgeot service. It's the fastest in the region, I can assure you of that. That 10% did save you quite a bit, so I think you'll be pleased. Now, I will go ahead and send over the contact information for that design lab for those t-shirts, mugs, and other memorabilia. They'll get you set up, and I think they are actually running a promotional, what's a good gym without proper merchandise? Okay, I'll just get that sent over to our Pokegear there, so you should have access, and it'll have their address. It's actually right here in town. Alright, so those items should be shipped over by the end of the day, so they might even beat you back to your gym. Please, good luck with your gym, and I do hope that you will enjoy the working relationship here with the Pokemon Gym design service. Alright, well, please have a wonderful rest of your day. Excellent. Alright, so let's